Mazda John Madden on the waterfront in Veracruz, the harbor, the ancient harbor, one of the first commercial harbors in Mexico and still one of the most important. You can see a big, it's by no means the largest freighter that comes in here, but they're unloading that with those derricks. There's another freighter back there, and naval boats. It is a Navy base here, and a museum to creating this wharf, or moye, back around 1900 to 1905. It's the creation of this wharf, which is open to the public. Wonderful fishing area and owning that wharf is part of why it's still one of the most important commercial harbors in Mexico. Through the haze out there, you can see Isla Sacrificios. I haven't gotten around to correcting Wikipedia yet. Wikipedia repeats what I think is a Eurocentric misinformation. You can see the lighthouse there. There's a lighthouse on it. It's off limits now. The Navy owns it and keeps it sacred. It is a sacred piece of history, but the Wikipedia claims that the reason it's called Sacrificios is because when the Spaniards came here in 1518, they found the remains of Mayan human sacrifice on that island. Looks like pure disinformation, the kind of thing that made the Europeans feel comfortable with taking this land by force and killing off the Aztec leaders. It looks like the real information is that it was a burial ground, and there was preparation for burial there. So I came here Noche Viejo, New Year's Eve, spent January and February, and the first week of January this wharf was really big because kids were still out of school and there were hundreds of people walking here. Young lovers, old lovers, families. So beautiful to watch. I've spent so many wonderful hours here, including right here you can see this notch. That's where the young boys dive in for coins. People throw monedas or coins, maybe a 10 peso coin, and they dive for it. I've loved watching that and wanted for a long time to do it myself, and then did. I was the first person. I still have only seen me and one kid who followed me because he liked me and he wanted to show off for his wife. I had a hell of a time getting back up those stairs. They're concrete and very rough, obviously. But it was a great moment because I love to dive in water. So I've had so many great moments around here, and I always have loved those young guys who do that, and then they also dive for shells and sell them out here. Well, a couple nights ago, one of those kids stole something from me over there. I was behind the Hotel Mari Tierra using the Wi-Fi right in the corner where those people are, and he came over and wanted money. I told him, get away. I literally did not have money, and I said, get away. And I saw him eyeing my things, and I said, that's my stuff, get away. So he went away. He came back about a half an hour, and as I was reaching to give him a cigarette, he grabbed my 1,000 peso portable battery. Didn't get away without me hitting him in the head with this iPhone, which I think was a good thing to do because to let him know I wasn't a pushover. And I said, I'm calling the cops. But the call kept breaking off, and those guys just disappeared in the night. And I think they've been staying away. And although I heal really well from trauma, I've gotten awfully good at it, I've been aware that I'm still carrying trauma, that it kind of ruined, briefly, this place that was so beautiful and happy place for me. So it's really good for me to spend time walking it with them not around. I used to park my camper van right here a lot because I could pull the Wi-Fi here. I spent time on the beach this morning. Down there, there's a public beach. You can see that hotel, the kind of beige one over there, is the Hotel Royalty. It's right at the end of the street where I'm renting an apartment. And the beach is, they call it Playa Royalty. First time I spent time on the beach in, well, it was a week ago tonight. that I was robbed on Boca Del Rio beach up Playa Alabama is the name of the beach. Robbed by two guys who were pretending to be cops, and they took 4,000 pesos that was intended to go towards an apartment. That was pretty traumatic. I bounced back awfully well. I was joking 3 hours later about Jerry Reed's song, When You're Hot, You're Hot, because it has a line about the cop showing up and taking all his money. It's a funny song. And I was laughing 3 hours later, but I still had trauma. This morning was the first time I've spent time on the beach since, and it was healing. Very healing. We need to go back to those places we've been hurt. I don't know to what extent the wind is messing up this audio, but I'm healing. Things are going well. A lot is happening. I just spent a couple hours in the restaurant there. I have just barely enough money. Well, I don't have enough money to get through the month here, but a friend of mine is helping me get through. And I've loved this town so much, and I'm really more and more feeling clear that I need to leave at the end of this month, that it's been a wonderful place for me, but it's not my place. And I need to go someplace that could be my place, and where I would stay for a long time. And I think that's my best clue still is the Riviera Maya. My one U.S. friend here is out on the island of Cozumel, the big city of San Miguel de Cozumel. She and her husband. I used to think it was all expensive resorts out there, but the big city has obviously a lot of diversity, and Anita and her husband are running artistic expression classes for disadvantaged kids and adults. So that's where I stand today, and the waterfront at Veracruz, the port. Muchly beloved by Mexicans, mostly not visited by Americans or international tourists. Boca del Rio down there has very expensive condos, people from Mexico City and other parts of Mexico. And I love the sound of the waves. Thank you.